Quick question. What's the biggest Wi-Fi disaster you witnessed? Now, I once watched 3,000 students all log into their LMS systems. The network flatlined faster than you could say buffering. Cisco Meraki just dropped a brand new toy called Campus Gateway. Now, think of this as a traffic cop plus your highway hub for every Meraki access point on a giant campus. Next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to try and break it down why your roaming headaches finally have a cure, what this shiny box actually does without drowning you into any acronyms, and how can you light this up in your own setup. If you have more APs than coffee mugs and they all like to misbehave at rush hour,
Welcome.
stick around.
In this explainer, we'll dive into Cisco's newly launched Meraki Campus Gateway. It's a brand new product, so I've done my best to gather every detail available today. And if you need even deeper specs, check the links in the description. But for now, let's dive in. Now, Campus Gateway. What is it? Why it was created? And how it works? All through the lens of the golden circle, I like to call it, the why, the what, and the how. By end of it, you'll hopefully understand not just the tech, but also the big picture of why does it matter. So let's get started. Firstly, why did Cisco Meraki introduce a campus gateway in the first place? Now let's paint a scenario here. Now imagine a large university or a corporate campus with hundreds or even thousands of Wi-Fi access points spread across building. Traditionally, Meraki APs have been masters of simplicity. They connect directly to the network and they're managed in the cloud. Now that is great for ease of deployment, but as the network scales up, some of the challenges might emerge. Now, for example, handling things like layer 3 roaming, which means I'm moving across different subnets now, or applying uniform security policies across huge campus can get very tricky now without a centrally traffic coordinator, I may call it. Many enterprises have asked the way to centralize wireless traffic control without losing the Meraki cloud management and the simplicity. In other words, they want the best of both worlds, the flexibility of the cloud management with the traffic control of a centralized wireless gateway. Think of this like a city with many neighborhood roads. If every small roads directly tied to handle traffic to every other part of the city, you have a chaos and inefficiencies. Instead, cities use highways and central hubs to aggregate the traffic, making long distance travel much smoother. In our network analogy, the Meraki campus gateway is like that, building a highway hub for your Wi-Fi traffic. It aggregates all the tunnel flows from those APs into one place, or rather one cluster, which means you could have multiple of those, where you can more easily manage things like security checks, traffic shaping, or routing. Now, this centralization is especially important as organizations grow. Now, it's the answer the why, because the large and complex networks demanded a more scalable, centrally managed solution for wireless traffic to what a traditional wireless LAN controller provided, but integrated into the Meraki's cloud model. Now, let's drill down specifically on the challenge the campus gateway addresses. One big one is the layer 3 roaming. Now, in a pure cloud management distributed Wi Fi setup, roaming between subnets can involve complex workarounds. A centralized gateway lets the device roam across an entire campus while keeping the IP addresses because their traffic is anchored at a gateway, much like how a phone stays on a same cell controller as you move. Another challenge is consistently providing security and policy enforcements. Now, with a gateway, all traffic can pass through a single point where all advanced policies, like, say, Cisco's adaptive policy with security group tags, can be enforced uniformly. And consider monitoring and troubleshooting. Having a centrally aggregation means network admin can get one stop view of the wireless traffic flows and performance. Now, in a sense, Campus Gateway was created to make the large Meraki wireless deployments much more enterprise friendly, solve scale and control issue without giving up Meraki's hallmark simplicity. Now that you know the why, let's tackle the what. What exactly is Meraki Campus Gateway? See, in simple terms, it's a new hardware appliance. Think of you as a 1U rack mounted Meraki box that acts as a central wireless gateway for Meraki access points. Now, this device lives in your data center or your network core. Rather than the APs bridging traffic directly onto the local LAN, they can establish secure tunnel to the campus gateway. All the client data from Wi-Fi devices is encapsulated and sent over these tunnels to the gateway, which then decapsulates it, forwards it into the network. Now, if you're coming from a traditional Cisco background, this sounds familiar. It's very similar to how the lightweight wireless controllers work, except the control and the management still resides the Meraki cloud. Now, in effect, the Campus Gateway gives the Meraki APs a new deployment model, cloud managed, centrally tunneled wireless. Now, let's talk some features here. The Meraki Campus Gateway, often abbreviated as MCG, is built to handle heavy traffic loads. Now remember, it might be aggregated data from dozens or even hundreds of APs. Cisco has designed it with a throughput interface and redundancy in mind. For instance, the gateway has multiple high-speed network interfaces, including some SFP ports for 10 gig connections. Now, to uplink into Campus Core, the front panel of the device includes a lot of these status LEDs and ports that can be used for both data and for special high availability links. In fact, you can deploy two gateways as a redundant player or cluster for high availability. So if one fails, the other seamlessly just takes over. Now, keeping your wireless network running without interruptions, we'll see more on clustering in the house section. Importantly, the campus gateway is managed via the same Meraki dashboard as all your other Meraki gear is. Now, there is no separate controller interface to learn. You claim the device in the dashboard, you add it to the network, you configure it from the cloud, just like your APs and a switch, with certain tweaks which we'll talk about. This is what makes it unique. It brings the new centralized data plane function without losing the Meraki Cloud's managed simplicity. Important details: which Meraki access points can act in this new architecture. Not every legacy AP will support tunneling to campus gateway. It's enabled on newer models with upgraded firmware. Cisco has outlined supported AP models by the Wi-Fi generation. This is directly taken from the documentation. If I remember correctly, the gateway and the APs, they don't have to be on the same firmware. That was from one of the presentations that I saw, and I'll leave the links below in the description. In short, most of the Meraki current, I would say Wi-Fi 6 and the later generation, can take advantage of the campus gateway after the firmware upgrade in some cases. If you're running, I think the latest, it should not be an issue, but it's always the best practices to check the documentation for the latest compatibility info and ensure that your APs are upgraded to the latest and the minimum version before you enabling any sort of tunnels here. And I think the main point here is cloud managed access points are required to run the MR31.2.x code or newer. As long as you're good there, your APs should be supported. All right, now licensing. That's always a good argument. Now let's move on to licensing. The good news is there's no extra cost. It just keep your APs licensed. So good news on the budget front. The campus gateway itself does not need a dedicated license. Instead, the requirement lives with your access points. Every AP that will tunnel into the campus gateway must already carry one of the Meraki standard wireless tiers. The Enterprise Essential or the Advantage are from the org-wide standpoint. You must be running Meraki standard cloud license engines that you usually do either classic or co-termination or the newer Cisco networking subscription model. If your APs are covered on your org is compliant with one of those two subscription styles, the gateway is greenlit out of the box. No surprise queues, no uplift needed for that. All right, now on to the how. Now let's see how to deploy the campus gateway and how the functions are in operation. At a high level, the architecture involves three different planes, as we all know. It's the management, control, and the data plane. Similar to other networking systems, here's really what happens. The management plane is the Meraki cloud. Both the APs and the campus gateway independently communicate with the Meraki dashboard for configuration and monitoring. That means that you plug a campus gateway into the network, it reaches out to the cloud to get its config, just like any other Meraki device. Next is your control plane. This is how the Meraki APs and the gateway coordinate things like client authentication or roaming. In the Meraki implementation, much of the control logic is cloud assisted, but the gateway and the AP will also have to agree on to tunnel setup, keep alive, etc., typically orchestrated by the dashboard. Finally, the data plane. This is at the core. Client data packets from the Wi-Fi are encapsulated by the AP. The AP takes the wireless stream and puts it into some sort of an IP tunnel and then sends it across the wired network to the campus gateway. The gateway then decapsulates those packets and places them onto the LAN into the VLAN, whichever designated for that specific SSID. It's essential. I don't want to call it a split mark architecture, but kind of. The AP is handling the wireless side and the gateway is handling the wired side of client. All of that is done using encryption and standardized tunneling. So it's secure. You can imagine it is as AP forming like a VPN tunnel to the gateway for its client, but done automatically via the Meraki magic. Now let's see how does the deployment steps really work at. So how does a gateway phones home? The moment you claim it in the dashboard, it builds like a tunnel next to the Meraki. Technically, that's the TCP 443 or TLS 1.2 with an AES 256, and its identity is pinned with Cisco Trust Anchor modules, so it's FIPS 142 compliant. In plain English, think of this as the tunnel as a hardened HTTPS VPN that the gateway uses for config, firmware, and the heartbeat checks. Now, during the first boot, the gateway runs an auto uplink routine. It sniffs the trunk, figures out which VLAN can it reach the internet, grab the DHCP address, and then completes the secure handshake with the dashboard. Behind the scene, it even builds a port channel with LACP, so you get a link redundancy without any extra clicks. Your only job is make sure that the switch port is a trunk and is in the right lag. Have a DHCP on at least one of the VLANs. Let the ports 443 TCP out to the Meraki cloud, and that's it. No console cable, no day one CLI gymnastics that we usually see with some of the other ones. In case you want to do it, they have given you a management option. In case you lock yourself out, there will be a port there you can log in and you can manage. It will be little different than what you're used to seeing in the traditional Meraki MXs or the MSs that you have been already working on. Now, once online, the box creates exactly two SVIs. The management interface, externally used only for the tunnel that can be DHCP or static, and the AP tunnel interface, internal static IP, acts as a landing pad for every AP tunnel. No other SVIs are allowed at the first customer ship, so user traffic segmentation happens with good old layer 2 VLAN tags across a single port channel, clean minimum, less hopefully too. Let's walk through example of how traffic flows once the setup is up. To really solidify the campus gateway operation, suppose a student with a laptop here, in this case, connects to a campus SSID configured at the campus gateway. Now, the AP near the student will still handle the radio connecting, doing all the Wi-Fi things, authentication, encryption over the air, etc. When the student device sends the traffic encapsulated to an encrypted tunnel aimed at a campus gateway, you can imagine this link is like creating a secure pipe, which is right here. Specifically for that client over the wire, those packets might just look like a regular IP or UDP packets headed to the gateway addresses. Now, essentially, it's like a mini VPN. When the gateway receives them, it strips the channel and now sees the original student data plane or packets. If the SID was set to bridge into VLAN, let's say VLAN 100, say the student network VLAN here, the gateway will tag and forward those packets to VLAN 100 onto the core switch. From there, they can go to whatever destination, maybe the internet via the firewall or the campus client traffic path was controlled and secure all the way to the data center. The reverse happens for the response. The gateway takes incoming traffic from the client, wraps it, and sends it to the AP. The AP then delivers it over the air into the laptop. All this is pretty seamless and happens with a very low latency overhead. In effect, the wireless client is virtually located at the gateway from the network perspective. This is how, for example, a roaming client can move across buildings but always stay on the same VLAN IP anchored at a campus gateway. So no more complicated handoff between subnets on the fly. The gateway handles it all for you. Let's talk about high availability and failover. Meraki's campus gateway clustering is an active, and fully stateful. Now think of this a cluster as a pool of gateway that share the same VLAN set. When an AP boots, it receives a list of gateways in that pool and automatically connects to two of them, one for the primary traffic and other for hot standby. Inside the cluster, a dedicated redundant port RP link keeps every client and AP session synchronized in real time. So failover is literally zero time. Cisco recommends that RP link be a layer 2 with latency under 80 milliseconds, bandwidth about 60 megabits, and MTU at least 1500 bytes. Either a direct cable or a dedicated VLAN between a data center switches. Load balancing is smart too. At first, the customer ships the algorithms that spreads the APs across the gateway by subnet. So roaming usually stays within a single gateway and minimizes the inter-gateway handoff, which usually will have some penalties there. During the scheduled maintenance window, the cluster runs a rebalance task to correct any loop-sided loads. Bottom line, both gateways are live, traffic is balanced, and if one node dies, the tunnel swings over instantly with the session state intact. User never notices a hiccup, or hopefully not a big hiccup there. Finally, once everything is up and running, how do you monitor and manage? Now, this is on a day-to-day basis. The good news is Meraki dashboard has been updated with new tools for Campus Gateway. There are like an access point page or a section where you can see the Campus Gateway each AP is currently connected to and the status of those tunnels. You can view the load on the gateway, how many clients, how much traffic it's handling. Just as you like the view clients on an AP, the gateway own status page available via the dashboard or the local status page will show you the uplink status. Now, cluster status and any alerts, for example, if a tunnel is down or if it's lost connectivity to the cloud. From the dashboard, you can manage firmware upgrades for the gateway in the same way as other Meraki devices that you've been doing, ensuring you keep it up to date for performance and features. Now, because it's a cloud managed, troubleshooting is also easier. You can manage Meraki packet capture or the event log to see what's happening. If something goes wrong, essentially you don't have to separate the black box controller to worry about it. It's all unified in the Meraki interface. This is a huge operational advantage. One pane of glass for both your APs and your wireless gateway. So day to day, you hardly know there is an extra component in your network, except that your large scale wireless network is now more efficient and hopefully easy to control. And it's solving few problems for you. To wrap up, let's quickly recap the why, the what, and the how of Cisco Meraki Campus Gateway. Why? Because large campuses and enterprise need a more scalable, centrally managed wireless solution. Meraki delivered that by creating a cloud-managed gateway that brings controller-like benefits. What? The Campus Gateway is a new Meraki appliances that terminates AP tunnels like a cloud-managed WLC, supporting a wide range of modern Meraki AP models, as long as they are a certain or a recent firmware. It interacts with the Meraki dashboard and preserves the simplicity of the management while adding new capabilities. Now, how? We deploy it at the network core, set it up via the dashboard, and the APs will tunnel cloud traffic through it, enabling seamless roaming, centralized policy enforcement, and easy monitoring. Now, high availability is built in with clustering, and everything is managed in one place. In a sense, Meraki's Campus Gateway is about simplifying complex wireless networks, letting you scale up without giving up the simplicity of Meraki. It's an exciting development for those who have been designing networks that need both cloud ease and on-prem performance as well. And I'm also going to be dropping these links into the description, so you can take a look at the documentation as well as listen to another YouTube session, which was much more detailed that was done during Tech Field Day a week ago.
That's the Meraki Campus Gateway in a nutshell. If this helped, smash the like button, subscribe, drop your biggest campus Wi Fi horror story below. Do you think this can solve your problem? Until next time, bye for now.